Thomas Fleurquin Dalvang, for me you are maybe one of the greatest artists we can find around. For one reason, it's because, I mean, if the art is relational and good art is art that can put people in relation, then you are maybe the biggest one around, because it's not 2 people, 10 people you bring around in a museum to eat soup or something, but you bring sometimes, how many people can you bring together sometimes? 50,000 or 60,000 or?
Yeah, I mean, some people say we have sometimes 130,000 people.
At once?
At once. I don't think, I think the police is a little bit generous, but yes, we have probably 60, 70, 80, 90,000.
But you have developed something special. You have been able to create, you have some recipe to make that these people, they can feel good together. So you are an artist not putting a selection system like VIP rooms or something, but on the opposite, you create a system where people can meet from different social, I mean, if they are rich or poor, if they are young or if they are from Greenland. Is this something you do, you have a special method or a special recipe, or it's how do you create this kind of situation?
I think that the core idea with Distortion is that for 12 years on the website of Distortion, I did not have one picture of any of the superstar DJ who was coming, and all the picture I put that I was proud to put on the website, on the documentation, was the young people having fun, and I put the sticker. We have this little logo like a sticker, and I put on people, and I take the picture, and that was, and I didn't realize this after many years, that my pride for this project, it was to make people have a good time, and that the goal was the people, and not because all the other festivals, they have the picture of Radiohead and the picture of the XX and the picture of, and it's all about this superstar on the stage, and we're cool because we have this superstar. And I always had the pride to have all these young people having a good time and catch the moment where they're like, wow.
But it's not true, it's young people, because I have been witnessing old handicapped people in Eastergade or Westerrode.
Yeah, they don't have to be young. I'm just saying that
young Boy Scouts and
yes. No, but to me, the motivation of this very much is the idea that the party is the people, like the star of the party for me is the people who are having fun. If you are not having a good time, you're not so interesting, but the people who are having a good time, they are more cool to me than to the people on the stage.
But I will say you have developed some mixing strategy or scenario that
Yes.
you know that if you take a bus filled up with Danish people, if you take this bus in Malmö and you have a party bus, they will meet Swedish people. So I'll say you make scenarios.
Absolutely, and we do the bus party with a bus playing only one kind of music, and the other bus the other kind of music, and then they meet and they have a battle, and we do also with the boats. So yes, and each party of this spot, like you see here, it's one, I hope, its own atmosphere. Now we have a technical problem these days that they all try to create the same atmosphere, which is to me a little bit of a shame and a strategic problem. But the idea when you have all these events in the street is that they each have their own identity and tempo and atmosphere.
But for this you have been doing research nearly like a sociologist, or you have been investigating which kind of people live in this area.
Yes, of course. Each party has its own shop and its own brand value. I mean, it's also projects like, you know, Cover magazine or Sound Venue magazine have different identity and different profile and so then of course we try to combine them in a funny way. Once we did the Jamaican party next to the gay party, because there's like this kind of homo issue of the Jamaican and stuff like that.
Yes, but also you know that you will provoke nearly chemical reaction if you take a bus fill up with Christiania people, including people from Greenland. If you take them on a bus on Amalienborg, where the Queen is living, you are going to provoke a kind of chemical reaction. So I mean, you know that when you mix certain things, you will create some certain effects.
Absolutely, but I am not sure that the best ideas come from conscience.
Conscience, if it's premeditation.
It's not. Most good ideas come like this, a little bit improvised and a little bit.
But it's not so improvised when I witness that you take a bus filled up with Greenland people and you take it to the NASA, where it's only rich blondine from rich Denmark dancing there.
True.
I mean,
it's
when
true.
you do that, it's you have an agreement with Christiania, you have an agreement with NASA.
Yes.
So there is some kind of like a movie.
I'm not saying it's totally improvised, but I'm saying that from my point of view, it's mainly fun or experiment. I don't have a scenario of something that I want to happen or an idea of why I do this or this.
Okay, so you don't project yourself of what is going to happen. You put the things together and then you see what's going to happen.
Yes.
But I mean, the way you put your things sometimes is a bit Dadaist. I mean, a bit. There is a lot of coincidence in it. Or you match things that are a bit strange.
I try to be physically active myself in the project and to always push a little bit on the schedule and on the plan so that it becomes a little bit energetic, and I involve a lot of people who are there on the street. I say, hold this, help
you
us.
involve them.
Yes.
But then, how do you? I mean, you will walk a lot along the city. You're watching a lot of TV. I mean, how is your inspiration to be able to invite 200 of the most the last DJs, the last music, and the last plays? Also, it's geographic, it's musical. How can you? You're composing with 1,000 different factors. How do you get informed? Or how do you find? How do you go shopping your inspiration?
But I have built a little bit a network in Copenhagen with different people doing different projects, and I used to be a little bit a journalist for newspaper, so I knew the
you knew the city, but the music. I mean, to be connected.
I have for music. I have a very strong agent who have a.
So you are like the president of countries and his ministers coming the Monday morning, and then they make for him a list of what's good and bad, or you give missions?
Yeah, for the music, yes, I'm like a president.
So in a way, you at some point now you get less and less involved in the ingredient, but you get more and more involved in the overall. In the old day, you will go.
But now it's also easier for me to focus like one specific project or two specific projects at every festival, where I put a little bit more heart, and I try to. This year we put this guy with the flute up in the crane and the disco ball. I don't know if you saw. Maybe I should send you the picture. The guy with the flute on Easter playing Daft Punk, and then the big disco ball, and he was up in a crane in the middle of Easter. So that was one of the poetic moments that I create. And also we had this big explosion this year.
So one of your personal pleasure into it now, it's the poetry, the creation of a poetic moment. I mean, there is a lot of. And then you have your poetic moment that is pure Thomas Fleurquin Dalvang.
Yes.
Every time you have one poetic moment, not very long, but you have your poetic moment.
Yes, that is my enjoyment during the Distortion now.
What is a poetic moment?
I don't know.
Is it an unuseful moment?
No, it's a moment where you lose control. And you are in... the time stops. Maybe. It's
a stopping of the time.
Yes.
So you live in a week or in a month or in a year of hysterical activity, and suddenly you have your poetic moment where you yourself can appreciate what you build.
Yes.
And it's like is it like a cloud, like le Bonne Nuit les Petits?
No, I don't know.
You know, before you go to bed, there is a cloud that go over your bed and will put you some sand in the eyes, so you will be able to sleep. Do you see your poetic moment a bit like that?
Yes, maybe.
Is it for you the poetic moment is is it a surviving moment? If you didn't have that, could you continue?
I mean, it's a combination of a job. I have to fight a little bit for my for this, because I'm busy enough as a director of a company, and so it is. Sometimes I forget that the core of the whole project is these magic moments. But
So-
no, it's okay.
How many magic moments can you have?
But hopefully there are many that I don't witness and that are not planned.
So this magic moment can be for us, but maybe you won't see them anyway. People will tell you maybe.
I stage 2 or 3 at every festival that I have designed, or that where my goal is that we reach this instant magic during the year. But hopefully, when people steal a boat and go around the canal and have a crazy moment, the 4 of them in a rowing boat that they borrowed, they have their unforgettable moment without anybody having. I mean, the whole idea is to get the whole of the city, to have their own poetic moment.
Yes. Is it important? I mean, do you think it's important these people have magic moment? I mean, do they should have magic moment or?
It's the only thing that makes sense to me in this project, is people that go rowing on a boat in the middle of the night, and I help them get there.
Yes. And what will happen to them? It's a moment they will never forget, or it's...
Yes, of course.
You give them something, or, I mean, they don't even know it's from you, it's...
I have so many moments I will never forget in my head that I start to forget them anyway.
Yes.
No. It's moments you never forget. That's the goal of the project. Of course.
Tell me about this mobility. At
Yes.
some point, the mobility was. I mean,
Yes.
now you have become like a general or somebody, or
No, but mobility is still
taking different part of town, like people will take a town. But yes, I mean, before this was not stable. Before this was mobile.
No,
What's happened to the mobility?
The mobility is still active. It's just a multi-location mobility, and people have to walk themselves. I mean, the idea is that every day you can walk from one to the next. There is also these buses and these bicycles and these boats that join the dots. Of course, when you have 80,000 people, you cannot have, how many buses is that? 1,600 buses? I mean, in the beginning, it was the whole team involved in the party would come in the bus, and then we would go to the beach and make the swim. And so it was mobility for. But now the mobility is let loose. People have to create their own travel.
So now you are not a travel agency anymore.
No. But it's still very important, the mobility, to fight the static.
Yes. Yeah, you have to inject some tricks so this explode. I mean, if I remember Distortion, yes. It was a choreography in the old days. It was a choreography of bus moving with boat moving, a choreography which was nearly punctually arriving at the same place, being able to make the final party. So it was mobility that was planned to reach together the same place.
Yes. We still have some. I mean, the idea is still to make a travel through the city, and every day its own area, and every day to visit some events and to create a parcours. It is still there, but now people have to create their own parcours because it's an infinite amount of possible parcours. Before it was only 3 parties every day.
Yes. So you use the town as a playground. Yes, I understand.
Absolutely.
And then you have to make it able that the institution allow you to do that. So you are into a mixture of a charm tour, a seduction process, and artistic process. You have to do both at the same time.
Yes, and also the money process is quite a difficult one when you manage a project like this. But I think we manage now to control the money and not die artistically.
And the artists you are booking or inviting, or there I mean, everybody can have a Christiania bike and do their own music, so you give the town to anybody, but at the same time you invite some names that you don't promote with a picture, but there is some names. Do you think it's getting, I mean, the lineup of artists, because you have been inviting all kind of artists in this town. You have been inviting Superflex or me or this or that. Any artist has been more or less involved at one point in Distortion. How is it going now with all these artists? Is it progressing or?
It's not enough. Since 2009, I've had a big problem called cleaning the streets and not killing anyone, like not letting people die. And so this has put kind of a delay for the artistic process because now we have to rebuild a little bit the distortion that we had before 2009. To me, also people think it's a music project in the streets, and so that is a problem for me because it's much more than music. I mean, music of course is important, but it's just like salt.
So you say you lost a bit to give the platform to the art.
The good thing is that the people have overtaken.
Yeah.
Like now it's not Superflex or you making some funny projects in the street. It's the people having their own. But the problem is that it becomes a little bit more like a high school, and so. Like a school project, and many of them look like, you know, the animal costume and stuff. It was funny in 2009, and then 10 a little bit less funny, and now it's like kind of.
So you have reached maybe Hennes and Morris aesthetic, you mean?
No, because the project is still a tsunami of energy,
yes,
which is quite unique, and people come from abroad and they call this a rave labyrinth.
Yes.
And so that's the sum of everything is still, to me, a very big, if you call it situationism or dadaism, like it's quite, how to say, imprévisible.
Unpredictable.
Unpredictable. So as a whole, it still got this element, but for my personal, I would like to be able to have maybe a few more elegant, artistically or culturally elegant thing in the project. And one thing I wanted to say was, yes, one thing with this elegant booking and the kind of upper class chic, like the culturally correct, I don't want Distortion to be that. I will never, I mean, to me, this is 10% of society that lives in a world where everything is cultural chic and like CPH docs with so very modern and intelligent and highly cultural and yeah, but I don't, and I also want to have that in Distortion, but to me it's also very important to limit that and not believe that we live in this golden universe of correctness and ecology. So I have an ambivalent relationship to the city chic.
How can this go further now? Now you have the whole city for more days than you can not sleep. You have the whole town. You have the. How can this develop? More days, more people, more town, more.
No, it is a little bit more people from abroad and more educated people from abroad who will understand the value of the music program in the night, and also the general rave labyrinth or party tsunami atmosphere, to have more recognition around the world that this is quite a unique project. To me, I have never seen in the past, I mean, the distortion that has been for the past 5 years, I have never seen anywhere else, anything that looks like it, apart from the Rio Carnival. But they don't have this kind of city chic element. So, and so I would like the recognition around the world, and also the ability, money-wise, to lift the program in the streets and to have a few more of these elegant moments, because I don't want to be only that, but it should be also that. And so in the past 3 or 4 years, it's all been about collaboration with the police so that people don't die. And of course, this has to be taken seriously as well.
So the future is maybe to have somebody that understand what you do and make a theoric work, so it's get a bit like
oh yeah, but really I don't want either to be a theoric or branche-faced for the art world or the music world. I don't enjoy to be in sonar. To me it's a music branche-faced. But yes, people who are active users of city culture and party culture. Party culture. That's what I want. But it's not music and it's not art. It's party culture.
But do people understand what you are doing the deepness of it, or they just have a good time with it?
One big problem is that the people who take music seriously. No, it's not that. The problem is that people take music too seriously, and there are too many elegantly curated music festivals like Primavera or Melt Festival. And so, compared to these, internationally, we are not very strong because our budgets are smaller. And also, when they see the street party, if they analyze it like a music project, of course, it's not super high quality. So it has to be people who have a broader view than the music. If we try to be judged by music people, it's not good enough. And typically, those people who come from abroad, they come from music medium, or they have a music background. And artistically, people don't, but it's also just a party. The point is that I don't see myself necessarily like an artist. My primal motivation is to create those moments, but it's just a party.